Warning, the following video contains scenes of a creepy nature that may be home to the occasional jump scare as we cover the top 10 creepiest video game Easter eggs. Over the years, there have been multiple creepy Easter eggs that occur as a result of staring into mirrors. As in Hitman Contracts, Agent 47 could find a ghost looming behind him. Doom 3 had a mirror that showed your reflection being drained of all life. And in Red Dead Redemption 2, we had an encounter with the strange man. But one of the more recent secrets came about in Omori, where friends explore the dreamlike world where there are many mirrors where the group can stand and stare at their own reflections. However, if you keep trying to do this, then there is a 5% chance that the mirror will produce a disturbing jump scare where the friends' reflections will distort, twist and deform into these creepy looking figures. In Animal Crossing New Horizons Happy Home Paradise, it is when you get to work with Huck, Gruff or Clay that you unlock the graveyard wallpaper, a perfect addition for those who want to create an eerie atmosphere and a spooky backdrop for their clients. But if you continuously turn the lights on and off while using this wallpaper, then you'll be haunted by a ghost that draws ever closer. At the beginning of frictional game sci-fi horror Soma, friends Simon and Ashley are involved in a car crash to which Simon suffers severe brain damage and Ashley loses her life. It is then much later on in the game that Simon is knocked out by a screamer and awakens to this only other encounter with his friend Ashley.
Ashley? What are you doing here?
Hanging out, like couples do.
But what you might not know is that Ashley is hiding a really disturbing secret that was cut from the final game and can be seen in one of two ways. Either by cracking the super secret folder in the game's directory, which contains concept art, the original plot, mistakes and cut content, or by using a free camera to discover that Ashley's face was crawling with maggots.
Don't move. It's okay.
What?
It's over now. Relax.
Ashley? What are you doing here?
Hanging out, like couples do.
In Star Wars Episode 1, an unnamed droid roamed in the background of a scene in Mos Espa, a character that was later named Nobot or Ghost Droid and was given a fan-created backstory thanks to Sean Flaherty. And it is said in one of the many tales that the droid had been the only surviving witness to a murder of a young pregnant woman, and that he wandered into Mos Espa once covered in dried blood and sporting scorch marks of blaster fire, and its communication module kept repeating the sounds of a woman calling for help and screaming before the recording turned to static and repeated over again, leading many to believe the droid was the murderer and that he was surrounded by evil spirits. And in LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga, it is when you visit Mos Espa that you can find Nobot carrying a kyber brick into this haunted house, and where the droid mysteriously vanishes into thin air. Key drops from the ceiling and we are led into a tunnel where the top half of Nobot wanders into a secret room where we can discover the ghost droid with its head disconnected from its body and appearing to be laying there, lifeless. Darkness, a 2007 first-person shooter, is home to a rather obscure and creepy Easter egg that can be activated by writing down phone numbers you find listed throughout the game and using a payphone to call them, where first of all you are greeted with this.
Who is this? You're not allowed to call this number.
However, if you keep phoning, then eventually on the 18th attempt you'll be told an incredibly top secret piece of information, only for the mysterious man on the other end to be killed. And when you hear this. The following calls from 19 to 29 only give you an engaged tone, but on the 30th try, the call is then finally answered again.
You will die if you keep calling.
And if you happen to call a further 6 times, you will indeed be greeted with death. By taking in a performance at the Travelling Lantern Magic Show in Valentine in Red Dead Redemption 2, there is a chance you can watch The Ghastly Serenade, where Ethel and Eugene, a young couple from Annisburg, ventured into the woods, lost their bearings and stumbled upon the army of the dead, where Eugene was killed and Ethel was accused of witchcraft when she tried to warn the villagers. And if you walk around the woods to the east of the river near the Roanoke Valley, then there is a chance you'll be able to hear these creepy whispers and voices amongst the trees.
What's that terrible noise?
Must be a sick cat looking for his mom. They've been known to bawl like that.
You should be ashamed of yourself, Eugene.
After beating JoJo's Bizarre Adventure 7th Stand user 3 times in a row, it is on your 4th playthrough when you lose to Vins that you can unlock the Dream World. And if you happen to use the bed to sleep over and over again, eventually you'll awaken to this repeating message. A reference to Shin Megami Tensei and its urban legend where the message could appear if the game froze. But that wasn't all, as when the Dream World fades back in, all the other characters have disappeared except for a shadowy figure that now stands in the middle room. Rain pours down and this disturbing noise continuously repeats itself. And while you might try to exit to the safety of the title screen, you might as well not bother, as the game will throw you straight back into the room and where the shadowy figure is your only option. And a special thank you goes out to Collector Tagami for this amazing footage. Yume is a fan-made sequel to the popular RPG Maker game Yume Nikki, where once again we explore the disturbing and distorted dreams of a young girl. By travelling to the red streetlight world, you can interact with this lamppost and transport yourself to the magnet room, where many puzzles have to be solved and the secret room awaits those who figure out that this blue block will allow you to cross a barrier and enter the crack in the wall that will take you to Zalgo's room. A timed event and where a creepy image twists, warps and disfigures in front of us, all the while we try to figure out how to escape. Kamaitachi no Yoru 2 was released on July 18th, 2002, and follows a group of people who received invitations to come and stay at a vacation house on a rather remote Crescent Island, which apparently used to be a private prison. Anyway, the game has multiple endings that reward you with different coloured bookmarks, and when you reach 100% completion, a feat that will take you a very long time to do so, then you'll be given the golden bookmark, and a point where most would place the game on the shelf and never touch it again. However, if you play the game once more, then there is a chance during the opening scene that the game will begin to glitch out, and where you will be given 4 options. A. Become cursed. B. Choose suffering. C. Caution. And D. Why you will die. But before I continue, I would just like to say a huge thank you to Base Skater for providing me with a 100% completed save file, and 2 for giving me an entire script for the following Easter eggs, which he used in a video titled The Curse of Kamaitachi no Yoru, which I suggest you watch, and there are links to his channel and video within the description. So upon choosing A, you can expect to read some of the following portions of text. Please listen to me as I suffer. Please. There is a big problem in the memory storage layer of the universe. It is an Acacia record. It is psychic. I cough blood. My head cracks. It is hard to get the brain out. My tongue is cut out. I knew Christ as the Messiah too. Christ also knew as the Messiah. That's why they bled and ripped open the belly and took out a yellow ball of fat. Option 2 brings you to a screen where a face appears, and the storyteller seems to describe how employees at Chunsoft, developers of the game, had started to hear strange noises and seeing distorted human faces on their monitors while they worked. And while he initially laughed it off, he too then started to see it, apparently looking like a doll. While another encounter in the staff room is described as him hearing gravely whispers in his ear and turning around in a panic to see that no one was there. Option 3 just provides this image, while option 4 goes something like this. The right choice, you think, whatever the case. Whatever the case, whatever the murder, it has nothing to do with you. You don't have anything to do with it, right? But it's not. From now on, from this moment on, you will really suffer. You are really frightened. You're terrified. The abomination that I saw at the end, the disgusting voice of it that gouged out my eyes, the sound of its shredded arm being chewed, the sound of its guts being pulled from its belly. It's yours.